Okay, why start here? Well, some of you, this channel might have been sent to you by a friend or by somebody, and you're wondering who this guy is, but also why Reclaim Parenting. I think it's important for all of us to be able to answer and to see why we're walking down this road. My name is Jeremiah Canfield. I'm the pastor of Reclamation Church right outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My wife is Stephanie. We've been married 19 years, have 5 kids. Most of what has come about in what we are sharing in these videos is things that my parents have taught me, her parents have taught me. We are both blessed to have parents that modeled and taught the ways of truth and the ways of God's Word. And so now we're trying to do that with our own kids. My oldest son is almost 17. My youngest is almost 9. Have 3 girls in between, boy, 3 girls, then a boy. And so I've walked through many of the stages of parenting. And I want to say from the beginning in all this to understand, I have not arrived. I struggle with parenting. I'm still learning. I have not got the market on this. I'm not coming to you out of all of these victories and everything. But no, just some things that I've learned by watching my parents parent me, to now me parenting my kids and walking them go through different stages of life and seeing things that, hey, this was helpful, this wasn't. And so that's a lot what you're gonna see in these videos. Because here's what I found, as I think why it's driven me to even make these videos, is as I watch parenting advice that is given out there in our society today, it started to get me in a way that's like, hey, that's gonna mess up their child. The Bible is clear and gives so many practical ways of how to raise kids. Now listen, your kids are different than my kids. The things I'm sharing, I'm not trying to share, hey, this is this cookie cutter, if you do this, your kid's gonna be perfect and everything. I can't guarantee that. No one can guarantee that. If you do this and everything's gonna work out fine. No, your kids are human beings. They're going to have to make choices. They're going to have to make decisions. And so that is important to understand. What I want to kind of lay out is, it's almost like here's this big field that all in biblical parenting of how we can do it. How you do it in that field is going to look different than mine. Your kids and where you live and what you do and the things around you is all going to look a little bit different in your parenting, but I do think there's some biblical principles, and then also I think there's just maybe some ideas. I mean, a lot of things that I have learned in my parenting is because I found someone else doing it, and I watched this person, I read this book, and so yeah, maybe you don't have the ambition to do that like I have enjoyed doing that over the years, and so that's why putting some of these things out, some of them be like, oh, that doesn't help me, some be like, oh, that really is helpful. And hopefully if we continue to do more of these videos and maybe even bring some other people on to be able to share some thoughts that they're doing, that we can get ideas of how we can parent, but we still need to be in this field of parenting that I believe is a biblical way to parent, and that's why I've called this Reclaim Parenting, because it's going back to the principles of God's Word, the one who is the creator, the one who created all, knows how to parent, knows the best way to do it, and teaches us that through God's Word and some very practical principles and things. And so that's kind of the gist of what we're doing here. It is not me coming and saying, I have arrived, I got it all. Please get that. And not saying that there's one way to do it. If you do it like this, everything's going to be perfect. No. My wife and I have our struggles, have our failures, and we are trying to seek God and walk down for His glory and have kids that live on mission for Him and that live for Him. But knowing that at the end of the day, they're going to have to choose, will they do that or not? And so I hope that you would take that and you say, okay, let's look at some of these practical ways, some of these to help, some of these things like, nope, that doesn't help. But hopefully some of them will, as we discover what it looks like in God's world, how we should parent and the wisdom principles in that. So if that interests you, then you can subscribe to this channel, and hopefully we'll put more videos out, and so you'll get them when they come, and you can pass it on to other people. But I hope that that will encourage you, and these videos will encourage you in this incredible journey that you have in parenting.